Hey guys. Hi. Thanks a lot for coming to this talk. It's a privilege to have you here. My name is Arsene. Oh, yeah. My name is Arsene. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Daoism Systems. It's a Berlin-based Web3 venture studio and developers hub. So we are building DAOs, we are building DeFi solutions, and we are building toolings for online organizations. Here is my Twitter. I regularly shitpost there, so please follow me on Twitter, and here is Daoism Systems Twitter. So the topic of this talk is Web3 reserve assets in the age of black swans. So when I was preparing for this talk, I went to ChatGPT and asked it what reserve asset is. And it told me that basically reserve asset is a highly liquid store of value, such as a foreign currency or gold held by central banks or monetary authorities to back liabilities, influence monetary policy, and provide financial stability. I think that financial stability here is the most important part, because that's what we are all looking for right now in these turbulent times. And in the context of this talk, we are going to talk mostly about reserve assets for not for financial authorities like from governments, but more about Web3 organizations such as DAOs, Web3 funds, Web3 startups. So stability, right? We're looking for stability in the age of black swans. I really think we are going through this age of when a lot of unpredictable events occurring, and these events, they change structurally the economy and financial realm. So the black swan event was originally coined by the influential financial expert Nassim Nicholas Taleb, and it refers to highly uncommon and unpredictable incidents with serious ramifications. So in our financial economic landscape, black swan events are not just outliers, but game changers that demand attention and understanding. So basically, those are rare events that happen and they change reality. They change financial reality, they change economic reality. After they occur, we have to restructure as the society. So these events have several attributes. One of them is rarity. They're rare. They happen maybe once in a decade. And they are outside of realm of expectations. They're extreme. They have extreme impact on society as a whole and severe consequences. And they're predictable. That means that you can't predict them, but when you look backwards, you know that it was supposed to happen. So here is a timeline of recent black swans. It all started in 2008, famous 2008 global financial crisis with Lehman Brothers collapse. And I truly believe that this event was a real game changer in the entire world, and for Web3 especially, because that was sort of the birth of Web3 right after. We will talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, also some other events that happened over like last decade, Brexit, and then we are coming to the period when I think that black swan events started to accelerate. With COVID pandemic, you know, global lockdowns, the change of supply chains of like globally, then Russian invasion to Ukraine, and very famous Silicon Valley Bank collapse that had its consequences over Web3 landscape as well. But we will talk about it later. So right after the 1 year after the global financial crisis has occurred, Bitcoin blockchain has been launched. And in the Genesis block of Bitcoin blockchain, this title was stored. It was from the British Times. 1st January 2009, Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks. So they were, the banks were failing and they wanted to bail them out. So Bitcoin was launched originally as, like in Bitcoin white paper, it is written that it's P2P digital cash. But very fast, and mostly because of this global economic crisis that was happening, the narrative has changed significantly. And after being a P2P cash, it became what they call digital gold or store of value. However, I would say that it's pretty blunt movement, because if we see the price changes, we don't really see stability here. It's hard to say that Bitcoin is a reserve asset because of high volatility of its price. So as sort of a reaction to this high volatility of Bitcoin, Tether was launched in 2004 on Bitcoin blockchain through the OmniLayer protocol. And it was, this asset kind of became Web3 reserve asset in a way, because now you can have your funds on the blockchain that are not volatile. They're pegged to United States dollar. So then you have the features of, you have features of decentralized system and centralized system combined. Also in 2014, Gavin Wood has coined a term Web 3.0, which was also known as Web 3, which was describing this new way of computer internet network with focus on decentralization and with focus on blockchain technology. So two of these, like the birth of Web 3 and the appearance of more stable assets on blockchain, has led us to many innovations within the space. So after Tether was launched, Ethereum blockchain was launched, and it allowed even more applications on the blockchain. So the entire DeFi ecosystem was born, and it led to the appearance of MakerDAO, then Reflexer, Olympus DAO, and SupremeDAO, which I'm going to talk a little bit later. But what is important to mention here is that Silicon Valley Bank collapse has shown us that we should move away from the peg to United States dollar, because as you have heard, the depeg has happened of USDC and DAI, and basically it showed us that we need to look elsewhere to have stable assets. So a little bit more about the price of RAI. RAI is like Reflexer Lab has created a really cool stablecoin, which is not pegged to dollar, and I find it pretty cool. But unfortunately, it's not also really stable in terms of relations to other assets, and the price is mostly moving down. Another cool project in the field of reserve assets that I find cool is Olympus. And they actually were the first ones who said that we are building not a stable coin, but a reserve asset. However, it also doesn't really, it's not really reserve if you look at the price movements. So we were exploring these projects and looking what can we do to have some stable reserve asset that would help us to get through this complicated times, and we came up with the idea of SupremeDAO. SupremeDAO is a DAO behind Kai. Kai is a token which is a reserve asset resilient to extreme market volatility. It's a risk-mitigated asset for DAO treasuries. It's stable, but not stable in the sense of being pegged to United States dollar, but stable in its own way. It allows for modest gains of upturns, and it's resistant to extreme downturns. And as well, also it abstracts away complexities of DeFi for user-friendly experience. There are three main building blocks of SupremeDAO. First one is the bonding curve, which is a pricing mechanism that. Can you guys hear me? Oh yeah, no. It's that adjusts to the demand when minting Kai, and it is also backing the price of Kai partially. So then there is basket of assets, which is a collateral. The basket of assets backing price of Kai, and by diversification, it also reduces the risk. And also we have strategies. Strategies are automated agents that are interacting with different DeFi protocols, and they can swap, they can lend, they can stake, and all these assets are being stored in the basket of assets. So here is a little bit of step-by-step guide on how it works. So first, user deposits stablecoins to mint Kai. And the portion of stablecoins is allocated to strategies, and everything else, around 20%, remains in the curve for exit liquidity. The DAO, SupremeDAO decides on the strategies. It whitelists or blacklists strategies that have access to the portion of the DAO of the collateral, and they can interact with different DeFi protocols in order to optimize returns for Kai holders. And the cool part is that the pricing of Kai is based on the combination of exit liquidity within the basket of assets, exit liquidity within the bonding curve, and the total value of the basket of assets. So when strategies are generating yield, like these returns are being automatically they are automatically adjusting the price of Kai, so there is no need for rebase. We ran simulations with simple strategies such as holding staked ETH and some yield-bearing tokens. We got into this number. So through like over like last 2 years, with Luna collapse and then other collapses that happened over time, Kai price stayed relatively stable compared to other assets. And yeah, that's it on my side. Join us revolutionizing DeFi with Kai, the supreme Web3 reserve asset. Here is our Twitter. Here is my Twitter and Twitter of Daoism Systems. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions?
I have the mic here. Oh, super strong. Very strong.
Hi, so who gets to decide what strategy gets deployed?
Yeah, so it's decided by SupremeDAO. So SupremeDAO has a governance token, pretty much the way how MakerDAO has MKR. We have SUP, and basically strategies are being added to the system on a proposal basis. There should be a proposal about a new strategy that will benefit the DAO, benefit Kai holders, and then SUP governance, SUP holders through governance should whitelist the strategy. Yeah, it's important to say that strategy is a smart contract, so it has to go through audit and then being enabled for the DAO.
What is the decision making to decide which protocol should be integrated like it's not only just looking probably at the yields, it's also the risk side which has to be taken into account.
Yeah, sure, exactly. So, I mean, the main goal of SupremeDAO is to have Kai as a reserve asset. That means that it should be able to maintain degree of stability and liquidity, and also have exposure to multiple assets. So the decision-making process here is that there's going to be a DAO governed forum where a proposal is being created, and then the DAO members should evaluate, does this strategy really benefit the DAO? Is it aligned with DAO vision? Or it's not. For example, if the strategy would be to buy Pepe coin and hold it, then most probably the DAO would turn it down.
Hello. I understand that Kai is kind of pegged to dollar. So what happens if the value of dollar comes down?
No, and actually that's the whole point, that Kai is not pegged to a dollar. The Kai price is being decided by the bonding curve, and it's backed by the basket of assets. So basically we check the total value of the basket of assets and all the assets that DAO has, and the exit liquidity, which allows immediate exit from the system. In this combination, the price is being defined. So yeah, there is no peg, and that's the whole idea of not having a peg, because as you have mentioned, and as I talked before, like the banking system right now is not in the best shape, and most probably it's better not to be pegged to any fiat system. I really think that as Web3 community, we should, you know, it's like the name of this place, Parallelny Polis, the whole idea of having parallel systems. I think that it's very important to have our parallel systems in Web3 rather than just getting into TradFi and legacy systems.
Driven by reserving. How much of the demand is driven by reserves?
How much
or staking?
Sorry, excuse me, I didn't get. How much of demand is?
Demand for the token is actually driven by staking in other coins or.
Demand for Kai token. So demand for Kai token is we basically measure demand through the bonding curve. But the token is not live yet. It's project in progress, and we're going to launch in Q4 2023. So it's hard to say what the demand is going to be, but I think there is a massive need in the market for this sort of financial product.
I was curious about the community, the DAO, how, if you want to spend some words on that, what kind of community do you have, human speaking?
Yeah,
so
sure.
some numbers about the members' participation.
Yeah, so we're a new project. We just started to grow the community right now. Currently, we have around 15 what we call guardians. They're early DAO contributors who are helping us to define the strategy and you know, figure out the right tokenomics and everything. We have Twitter account, which I think right now is 300 followers. Maybe if you guys follow us, there would be more. And yeah, we are a pretty fresh project. Basically, the main goal of this talk is to kind of call for allies. If you guys are aligned with our vision of you know, building reserve assets and mitigating sort of these consequences of black swan events that are happening and most probably going to happen even more, then yeah, you're super welcome to join the community. SupremeDAO is here, and yeah, let's build a future together.
Other questions?
Cool stuff. Thank you, guys.